Wow. Thanks. I have to get close, sorry. Thanks for all those kind words. Thank you, Joyce. Joyce is a real pioneer, amazing. And thank you, Steve and Jan, my fellow planning commissioners who have been leading a truly extraordinary and hardworking and productive commission. I really mean that. I've enjoyed the hard work tremendously, and I'll enjoy continuing it. And our sort of remarkably collegial and collaborative dialogue together as we go forward. So hello everyone else. Thank you for coming so much tonight. I also want to thank especially the other candidates who came tonight. Ken Talmadge is here, running for City Council. I saw Rich Pepe here. Is he still here? There he is, running for mayor. I thought someone else was going to be here. Oh, Jason, I remember you. Jason also remember running for council, for mayor. Congratulations. And then I thought Tom Lambroni was going to be here. Is he here? Not yet? Okay. Any other? Raise your hand if you're a candidate for office. Oh, Karen, a former candidate. Not a candidate. Oh, too bad. But thank you so much, Karen, for your service. Really, I mean, that's what keeps this place going. And I'd like to also thank the folks who worked very hard behind the scenes to pull this off tonight. You know who you are. They never bothered me one moment with a single detail, so you're just as surprised pleasantly as I am tonight. Thank you so much, you guys, for putting this together. Now, of course, last but not least, I'd like to thank my chief campaign strategist and ethics advisor, Elizabeth. Come on up. Reluctant supporter. Okay, stay here. And also, of course, to thank the candidate's mental therapist-in-chief, my insanely supportive and wonderful husband, James. I couldn't do it without him. Thank you, guys. So now here's, of course, the place where I'm supposed to talk about myself. And everybody seems to know how I like to talk. So let me just start right at the beginning. I was born in a small hospital outside. Okay, just all right, just teasing. You guys want to sit down? You can sit. Okay, yes, I may like to talk to people, but about Carmel, not myself. And even so, I promise to keep it brief, so everybody else gets a chance to talk tonight, and I get a chance to listen. So thanks to Joyce, you guys have all now heard all about my professional background in architecture and planning, which certainly helps when trying to sort through and understand Carmel's many rules and regulations. But you really don't need any advanced training to understand this amazing place. In fact, you don't even need to have finished preschool. Let me tell you what I mean. When my daughter, my Elizabeth, she's already gone. See, that's how supportive she is. She's out the door. When she was just 3 years old, we were looking to buy our current home, and she and I would spend hours combing the peninsula looking for, affordable, diamond-in-the-rough home that only an architect can stomach. And one day we're driving around Carmel, and suddenly I hear this little voice from the back seat, "Hey, Mommy, there's no traffic lights in this whole town." It's like, I hadn't noticed that yet. She's 36 months old. So even a child, a toddler, can recognize what's special about Carmel. It's simply an instinct. It's a basic human connection that we all have with this place. So I don't know if any of you are unfortunate enough to have to leave the city limits on occasion, maybe to go on an errand to Target or something. Well, I don't do it very often. When you come back, coming south on Highway 1 to downtown Carmel, for example, I wonder how many of us take a side street like Carpenter instead of the faster route to the main intersection on Ocean. Well, I take the side street. And partly because, as my toddler observed, there are those quiet stop signs instead of the glaring lights, but it's also other details. The wood posts that are holding up the stop signs. The jagged edges and curves of the roads, the arch of the trees, and then the ocean and the mountain views that they frame. The friendly downtown, the quirky architecture, the pleasantly messy shrubbery, and even the stuff that's right in the middle of the street. The stumps, the bumps, the dogs, the people. all the stuff that slows us down to a human pace. So whenever I have to leave, I want to get back into Carmel at the earliest highway exit possible. It's true. And our highway might be great, but highways are everywhere, and Carmel is only here. Whether we can articulate it or not, we all know how it feels. We get out of our cars and we take to the streets and the paths and the beaches in droves every day just to feel the town around us. Wandering around town is our local sport. Here more than anywhere I've ever seen. And we feel a genuine thrill and excitement about that sport. In fact, when we first moved into our home, my daughter and I invented this thrilling variation of it. I call it like wagon surfing. We would load her little red metal radio flyer wagon full of stuffed animals, and then I'd pull her uphill to our incredible children's library, and then with the added weight of that huge pile of books, I would cram myself into the back of the wagon too, and we would just barrel back downhill in the middle of the streets, just full speed, hair flying. We didn't do that in Junipero, but most of the side streets, and we wore out a lot of my shoe soles, but we sure had a blast. It was a good memory. I'm actually very jealous of my daughter getting to grow up here surrounded by her river school classmates. What will she say when she's trying to describe this idyllic childhood to other people? I grew up in a park. I grew up in a park as kind of a town. I don't think anyone but Carmelites could understand, really. But it's not just the look and feel of the place, of course. It's the people. And speaking of the library, I was at their board meeting the other day, and while not quite as long as a planning commission meeting, and I know I contribute to that, you cannot help but be struck that wherever we turn, there are people meeting in this town, often volunteers, hard at work at all hours, keeping this place the way it is. It's not only the people at the meeting, of course, it's the generations of people who met before them, and the mountains of knowledge that they've passed along. To see this marvelous town with your eyes is just to scratch the surface of what makes it special. To serve the town is to dig in deeper into the wisdom behind it all. It has been a real privilege for me to have been invited to put my expertise in service to this village, to have been permitted to dig in a bit. What we have here is a virtuous circle of people and place, or to paraphrase Winston Churchill, we shape our towns, and afterwards our towns shape us, meaning we're here to care for the place that cares for us. And the love of this place always unites us Carmelites, and I hope will continue to unite those of us now running for council during this campaign and to keep us focused on the town and its future. I hope that you will be so generous as to continue sharing your wisdom with this town and with me so that I can continue to use it to serve you as your council member. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now, and so I'm going to stop talking, but I'm sure hope that you won't. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.